I'm CWO4 Vic Pinion, U.S. Navy retired, telling some stories of my naval career. This one is in 1983 or 4, late 83 or early 84. I'm aboard the aircraft carrier John F. Kennedy as the maintenance officer, and we deployed to the South Atlantic and to the Mediterranean Sea. And it came to be that I discovered that every time a Tomcat aircraft or an EA-6B aircraft caught, I believe it was the number 2 arresting gear wire, it two-blocked that engine. Now, a two-block is when you ram completely of the hydraulic cylinder ram, when it completely bottoms out. Of course, that stops the airplane right there. Either that or it breaks the cable. It's a kind of a serious matter. But it had been doing that for about a year, according to the rest of your crew. And so I'm concerned about that. And we're really researching. I inspected everything I could think about that engine, and I just had not found why that engine's two-blocking. Why aren't the rest of them doing it? But I was aware that years ago, when I had been stationed aboard the aircraft carrier in Midway, I was aware that the Kitty Hawk, USS Kitty Hawk, had an engine that perpetually, every time those two model aircraft caught a certain wire on there, it two-blocked the Carl C's engine. And they had inspected everything it could think of, and they'd even got an engineer out there from Lakehurst, New Jersey, and they ended up replacing that entire constant runout valve of that engine, and took the old one back to Lakehurst for an engineering investigation, which they never did. And the reason they never did it was because it cost money, and replacing it with a new valve, even though it's a very, very expensive valve, they won't spend more money on that project because it solved that problem by replacing the valve. Something's obviously wrong with that old valve, and they don't want to spend the money to do an EI. Okay, I'm well remember that. Now, I think we may have that same problem. Now, me and the chiefs on board checked everything we could think of. We could not determine why it kept doing that. And Petty Officer Wisniewski was a first-class petty officer in the arresting gear crew, and him and I were there at the valve looking at it with flashlights during landings. And every time that engine would take a hit, we're really looking at it. And we noticed that the valve vibrated more, it seemed like, when the Tomcats or EA-6Bs caught it. And then I don't remember if it was me or Wisniewski noticed it, but it seemed like the plunger of that valve would twist a little bit right towards the end of the ram travel. And we got to looking at that, and we discovered, although we disassembled this valve several times looking for things wrong and not being able to find anything, but this time we discovered that the lower backside plunger guide block, which was rectangular shaped, was crossways, or it was vertical. It was supposed to be crossways. And I downed that engine, and we took the guide track off, rotated the guide block, we checked everything else up, and checked the cam torque, everything's right. Problem solved. Those two engines, those two models of aircraft stopped making that engine two-block. And I go, aha, I'll bet you this was the Kitty Hawk's problem. I just bet it was. So I drafted up a message and took it up to the air boss to report this problem to our technical community worldwide, and to the Naval Air Engineering Center, Naval Air Systems Command, and to Commander Naval Air Force's Atlantic Fleet. Air boss, Bosun, he kind of twisted his nose a little bit. Don't this kind of make us look kind of wimpy? I said, what do you mean? Airing our dirty laundry? I said, boss, this is not airing our dirty laundry. I said, this is being professional. This is sharing some technical data with the rest of our professional community to let them know that if they have this tube blocking problem, look for this. And that's the reason for this message. He sent me on up to the captain, and the captain had the same attitude. Vic, we don't air our dirty laundry in public. I said, Captain, this is not airing dirty laundry. This is a technical matter, needs to be addressed with our technical community to let them know that this is a cause of these machines tube blocking. It could possibly result in an accident, even a loss of aircraft, fatal accident, or breaking of an arresting gear cable and crippling people and crippling people on the flight deck. Captain released it. Guess what? The Naval Air Engineering Center wrote a service change to redesign those guide blocks to where they could not be installed crossways. End of story. Y'all carry on.